Alright, what's going on, y'all? It's GUMGUMTCG here. Today I have a live duel for you from my locals last week. This is me on the right here playing Katakuri against my friend Max. He's playing Nami. And yeah, we're just doing some dice rolls right now, trying to figure out who gets to go first. And he finally won the dice roll. Max decided he's going to go first, so we do get our nice going second curve. However, he is on that event version of Nami, and it's going to be a tough fight, but we should be able to clean it up. I haven't really had too much of a problem playing against this deck before. I think they just get lucky enough to mill you out, and it can be unfortunate in that way. But as you can see, my hand wasn't so great, so I decided to mulligan. I'm just going to shuffle it back up, give it back to him to cut. He's going to cut, and yeah, we're going to get right to it. And I don't know if you noticed, but you can see my amazing Dueling Guard mat right here. What? You haven't heard of Dueling Guard? Dueling Guard is the best TCG accessory company on the market. They have high-quality deck boxes, binders, and playmats made for people who enjoy playing and collecting trading card games in style. They have tons of designs based off of fan-favorite animes such as One Piece, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, and many more. They hit the ground running earlier this year, making high-quality TCG accessories with beautiful designs that have sold out many times. So if you haven't picked up any of their products, make sure to do so before they sell out again. I have a few deck boxes and playmats from them already and can attest to how they don't cut any corners when it comes to quality, performance, and design. I highly recommend their products and use them every time I play cards. Be sure to check the description below for a link to their site and use code GUMGUMTCG for a discount at checkout. Alrighty, we got our hand, we got our life, and he's going to start off with a Kaya. Going to get him to draw 2 and trash 2. You can see he drew a peel off right here. That's pretty good to draw off the Kaya. He'll get to use that next turn. He's going to discard the Bellamere as well as a 3,000 Worlds, and then it's going to be over to me. I'll get my 2 Dawn. I'll draw. Drew a Parasparrow for turn. Not bad, but I don't really have any options to do anything at this turn, so I pass back to him. Alright, so he's going to get his 3 Dawn here. Draw for turn. He's going to go ahead and play a buggy. He's going to grab 5 cards off the top of his deck and grab an impel down type card. Thinking about what he wants. And he whiffed. So, didn't get to grab a card there. Useless buggy, but sometimes buggy is just that, useless. And he passes with 2 Dawn open. I go ahead and draw my card, get my 2 Dawn for the turn. Didn't need to think about it too much. Gonna attack him for 7. Look at the top card of his life, see if I want to move it or not. Can't remember exactly what I saw under there, but I left it at the top for him. He go ahead and take it. Then we're gonna drop that Parasparrow. Just get a nice beater on board so we can try to get some of those event cards out of his hand. Pass back to him. He draws for turn. Pretty sure he drew an Overheat here. Gets his 2 Dawn. Thinking about what he wants to do for his turn. Alright, he's really considering it. Got some options. Got to think about how he wants to save his Dawn for next turn. He's going to go ahead and drop that peel off. Get a nice draw 2 for free right there. Thinking. And he's going to pass back. Leaving 2 Dawn open for him. And I get my Dawn. I am up at 6 Dawn now. I get my draw for turn. Thinking about what I need to do for the turn. I'm going to just try and get some more cards out of his hand. You know, I don't like him having too many over there. I don't want him to have too many events late game. I'm going to swing for 7 with the Parasparrow. Thinks about it for a second, and pretty sure he decides to counter here. Yeah, he's going to pay 2 for an Overheat. That's going to allow him to bounce that Kaya back to hand. It's going to let him get to use that again next turn. So I'm going to use Katakuri effect, look at my own life, swing for 7 again. Pretty sure I saw a 7 draw Big Mom on my life. And unfortunately, he's not going to really be taking any of my life, so I just leave it there. I mean, I'm not going to move it to the bottom. And then I drop another Parasparrow, get another beater on the field. Pass back to him. He's at 7 Dawn now. I'm going to swing 5 at my Parasparrow. Don't want to lose my beaters, so trying to think of what to discard. Just toss a 2K pudding out of my hand there. He's going to go ahead and use 5. He's going to play his first Zeph of the game. Zeph, being one of the heart and soul cards of Nami, gets to bounce a 3 or less, then mill the top 2 cards of your deck. So he returns my Paraspera, and he mills an Overheat and another event card. He's going to pass back to me with 2 Open Dawn again. Still got 2 beaters on field. I'm up at 8 Dawn. Draw for turn. I'm just going to swing for 5 with the Paraspera. Looking back at it, I probably should have been swinging for bigger amounts. It just allowed him to use cards like Spada, as he did here, or Rubber Band, stuff like that that's going to help him more than it is me. He was asking me here about stacking with Spada, if you can stack 1 at the top or 2 at the bottom or something like that. And unfortunately, you have to leave them all either on the top or the bottom. You do get to rearrange them, but that's what you have to do. I attack for 5 again with my leader, and he uses the Gavel, discarding an Impel down All-Stars, and he gets to trash the top 2, which was another All-Stars and a Spada. I then play the Katakuri 8-drop, and I stack his Zeph to the bottom of his life. I don't really want him to have that card on field. Don't really want him to have it at all, so I pass back to him. He is now at 9 Dawn, so now is when he gets to either make some big pushes for draws and mills, or hold a lot of Dawn for counters. He's going to start pushing. He's going to grab his Gum Gum Giant Gavel back here by playing the Mr. One Das Bones. And then he's going to drop the Kaya that he had added back a couple turns ago. He's going to get to draw 2 and trash 2. And if you can see there, he's got 2 more Zeph in his hand. Absolutely insane. He's then going to pay 5 for, you guessed it, another Zeph. He's thinking about what he wants to bounce. He does have a lot of options. He's going to put my Paraspera back in hand. He doesn't want that on the field. He's going to pass. He's got 2 Dawn open. Going to get a free stand. Draw my card. I have a ton of cards in hand because he's not really attacking me. I'm not really getting to do a whole lot. I am at all 10 Dawn, though. I decided to go for an 9k swing at his leader with the Katakuri. He takes it. He's thinking about a trigger out of life here. He decides to use it. It's a Spada. He's going to get to draw 2 and trash 1 here. Pretty good for him. He's going to trash an All-Stars because that card's pretty useless in the hand. Really just want to get it in your trigger so that you can trigger it. It's also nice to have for a discard off a Gavel if you do have it, but it is one of those cards that you want to see in trigger and not really anywhere else. I'm going to put 3 under Katakuri, swing, use its effect, look at the top card of his life. It's another Spada. I don't want him to get another draw 2 trash 1, so I do move it to the bottom, and I'm trying to hit for 9k here, but he is going to counter out of it. He's going to use a Gavel to put him up to 9, discarding the Bellemare. Then he has to discard 1,000 more. He's going to trash the Boodle out of his hand. And he's going to get to mill 2. There's a 3,000 World and a Rubber Band of Doom. We're going to play that Paraspera back down. And right now it's a mystery how many Paraspera I have in my hand because he has returned all of them. He's going to draw. He's up at all 10 Dawn now. Thinking about what he wants to do. Rearranging his Dawn a certain way. Going to put 1 under Zeph and swing at my leader for 7. He wants to get that mill effect off, but he's not going to dump all the Dawn under Zeph. It'd be kind of a waste when he could save it for events and stuff to counter and draw or trash more cards. But 7 does make it so I have to trash 2. I throw away a Pudding and what looked like a Shirahoshi, so I went up to 8k. He's going to pay another 5 Dawn for another Zeph. Like I said, he had 3 Zephs by this point. He's going to put that Paraspero back in my hand again. He's going to mill a Bellemare and a Pilaf. That's pretty good for me. I don't want him having that Pilaf, but him putting that Paraspero back in my hand is very annoying. I'm not getting to use it as much as I'd like. Just getting to keep that one body on board is a little annoying. He's going to pass back to me. He's got 4 Dawn active now. A little bit scary. He can use a lot of counters in one turn with that and potentially mill or draw a lot of cards off of it. I'm just going to go ahead and swing at that Zeph for 8k. Try and get it off of the field. See if he really wants to save it. He lets it go. He has another one right there, and he has another in life he might be able to get to, so he lets it go. gonna swing at the leader for 5. He is gonna counter this with just a buggy. And then, you know it's coming. I'm gonna do the 10 drop Big Mom. I go up to 6 life here. Trash his top life. Ooh, it was an impel down all stars, which is a pretty good trash. He doesn't get that trigger, which would have been really beneficial for him. Gonna do our refresh phase here. Get his draw for the turn. I still have quite a few cards in my hand. He's gonna swing with Zeph again for 7 at my leader. Trying to get that mill effect off, but I'm just gonna counter with the Sanji and a Charlotte Cracker, going up to 8k. I'm not gonna really let him get that hit in, no matter how hard he tries. Now he's gonna go 1 for another Daz Bones. Go add a 1 cost event back from his trash. He's thinking about what he wants. He knows what he wants. He wants the Gavel. Best card to add back off of that. The discard cost on it is not what you want on a card, but giving 4k and trashing 2 off the top is really good. He did get to use a peel off there to draw 2 cards, which is very scary. His trash is now currently larger than his deck, so that's no good for me. But he's going to go ahead and play a Boodle and pass his turn back to me with 3 Active Dawn. I'm going to take a look at his trash, trying to figure out how many peel off he's gone through, how many Kayas he's gone through, how many Gavels he's gone through. Somebody placed a Zoro deck on the field. Gonna go back to me. I'm gonna restand my guys, get my draw, think about what I want to do. I've got all 10 Dawn. How can I arrange this? Try and get some life cards out of him, or get some of these cards out of his hand. Thinking about it. Separating my Dawn out, trying to count, see what I can do with it. Trying to play around some of his cards. Okay, got a plan here. I'm gonna go ahead and swing for 9. Yeah, thinking about it. Yeah, I'm going to swing for 9 with the Katakuri, just so that if he wants to counter it, he has to use the Gavel plus something else, or he's going to use that blocker on the field. He's going to think about it. This is an important play here if he wants to use more event cards in his hand, or if he wants to use that blocker on his field. He is going to use an event card. He's going to use Deathwink. Really good card in this deck when you're playing the buggy package. You get a 6k event card, and that allowed him to stop that hit, and then also save his Boodle for the bigger Charlotte Linlin attack. Oh, the mill was unfortunately a peel off though, which could have helped him out a lot. I did the Katakuri effect. Look at his top life card. It's Zeph. I put it back at the bottom. Probably should have kept it there though, because here's his Spada that I stacked to the bottom earlier, and he's going to choose if he wants to trash it or not. I mean, trigger. He ends up triggering it, and gets to draw 2 and trash 1. He's going to trash another Bellamere. Bellamere didn't hit the field this game. He just kept using it for trashing, and then I play a blocker. He does have that Zeph on field. Don't want him to swing into me with a whole bunch of Dawn and mill a bunch of cards, because he is running quite low at this point, and getting a little worried about milling out here. So hopefully we'll get him the next turn. We'll see what he does with all his Dawn here. He's got all 10. He's got a couple cards in hand. He's got his Zeph on field. Plays his card right. He might be able to get down to a point where he can mill out through an attack and countering. He's going to put 1 under the Zeph. Try and hit for 7. I'm just going to block it. I don't want to pitch any more cards out of my hand. He's going to pass. He's going to pass with 9 Dawn active. Going to draw, refresh. He's got a bunch of cards in his hand. Not too scared about them, but I am going to use this Charlotte Pudding. Trying to find another 10 drop I can rip that last life card with the next turn. I find a Thunderbolt. I'm going to use that Thunderbolt, get rid of the Zeph. Just don't want it there. Oh, and I had a Thunderbolt on trigger too. And I wasn't going to be taking that anytime soon. He's not really trying to hit me other than with that Zeph, and I'm not going to let that go through. I decided to go for 9 with Katakuri again, just so if he does want to counter it, he's either going to use the Deathwink or the Gavel plus another card. Really make him use up those cards in his hand. Oh, he's thinking here. He's got options, obviously, but just trying to think of which option is the best. He's counting the cards in his deck. Doesn't have that many left. I think at this point he had like 14, maybe 12 left. He was really close. Still debating here. I'm pretty sure he has a Deathwink. I know he has another Gavel, so I think he's just deliberating on which one of those is the best course of action here, because he does know I have that Big Mom hit coming next, which is going to be pretty large. Hard to stop that. He's just going to take the Zeph. He's just going to take it. He's going to take that last life card, and now I can try and swing in for lethal, but he does still have 9 Dawn active. So I do decide to put all of the rest of my Dawn under here. I'm pretty sure it was 18k swing. And he goes 4 for Gavel. He's gonna have to trash something. Trying to decide what to trash and what to keep. It's a big decision, honestly. It's going to leave him with like almost no cards in hand stopping this attack. He's going to trash the Usopp. He's going to get to mill his 2 cards. Overheat. Another Gavel. Thinking about how he's going to get all the way up to 18 with this. Going to use a rubber band. That's going to go up 2 again. He's going up to 11 here. Mills Akaya. He's going to go 3 for Deathwink. That puts him up to 17. He's going to do another 3 for another Deathwink. That's going to put him at 23, and he's going to get to draw. He's only left with 2 cards in hand. One of them I know is a Zeph. And then I try to swing for 5. He discards his Daz Bones for another 1k. Only got a couple cards left in his deck here. I am actually pretty scared right here of him milling out. Draws another Daz Bones for the turn. Pretty sure at this point he's let less than 10 cards in his deck. He's thinking about what he wants to do. He's going through his trash. He's going to look through and see what he's gone through. Pretty sure he's looking for all of his Impel down cards here and his Kayas. He wants to see what his best option to bounce with Zeph is. If it's going to be the Kaya to try and draw and trash, or if it's going to be the Buggy to try and search for something else that's going to help him win. But it does look like he's gone through almost everything. I'm pretty sure the last card for Impel down in his deck is another Buggy and a Daz Bones. So I think he's also out of Kayas. Really deliberating here on what he wants to do with this Zeph, because we do know he has it. I think he's figured it out. He is going to pay the 5 for Zeph. And he's going to bounce. Oh, he's still thinking about it. I thought he figured it out. He is going to bounce this Buggy back. He's going to mill 2. There goes his last Kaya and his last Zeph. He's going to play the Buggy. He's going to try and find something. He has 6 cards in deck. And see if he found anything. He tries to grab a Buggy, but Buggy cannot grab Buggy, unfortunately. So he does end up whiffing. The last card in his deck was the last Daz Bones. So he has to just pass here. I think the better play would have been to bounce the Kaya and play the Kaya again, because if he had done that, he would have drawn into maybe something else. He does play one of his last Daz Bones in his hand and adds back a rubber band. Goes for a 6k swing. I decide to counter with Strusen, and I start refreshing my guys, and we both know it's over at this point. I know the last card in his hand. He uses it, mills. It was a good game. He got really close. I'm pretty sure he had 4 cards left in his deck at this point. My life was pretty good, but I wasn't taking any of it the whole game. I didn't have a lot of stuff. I had 3 Paraspero in my hand at the end of that game. He just kept bouncing all of them. But it was a really good game, really close game. I think if he had played a couple cards just slightly differently, he would have had it. But he played incredible. And here I am showing my Nami deck. Anyway, that's the game. Thanks for watching. We're going to have some more live duels coming soon. Peace.